Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the second night of the World All-Around Shotgun Championships and our final. I'm Ryan Holmes.
And I am Diane Sorrentino.
Last night, the top 10 shooters of the event shot against one another that determined the top 5.
Absolutely, and what a shoot-off it was, Ryan. To take these 10 shooters and come down to 5, it was really tough, but going into it, scores were cumulative, so it was tough to move positions, but we did see one position shift, and Abel Spiral was able to jump into that top 5 finalist.
He was. He pushed Gavin out of it, didn't he?
He did. Unfortunately, Gavin just dropped a couple too many. They were really tough targets, and Abel was able to take over that 5th position.
So tonight, these 5 athletes are going to shoot 25 targets and fight for the title of World All-Around Champion and walk away with a $25,000 purse. That's not bad money.
No, that's certainly not bad money for a few days' work and in something that they love. Actually, all the competitors are going to take home a little money tonight, and I think you have the pay scale right there.
Yes, ma'am.
Top prize is going to be $25,000.
That's right.
Runner-up is going to be $10,000. Third is going to take home $5,000. Fourth will collect $2,750, and then our 5th place will collect $2,250. So, still not a bad payday for something all these guys love to do, and sort of like their second job.
Right. Not a bad night. Our top 5 competitors for this evening are Abel Spire.
Yeah, like I said, Abel jumped into this shoot-off, put himself there. He shot very well last night. He gained 21 targets on his score last night. He's coming in on a 462 score to build on. The way I look at this, the 3 bottom positions, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, are all going to be battling it out, and Abel's going to be right there.
That was some fantastic shooting by Abel last night. In 4th position, that's Cory Cruz.
Right. Cory's as steady as you're going to get as a shooter. He gained 21 points also in his score last night, which was incredible. If I recall correctly, I think Abel and Cory were the 2 highest in adding points to their score last night, which was crucial to keep them in this shoot-off. So he's on a 463, just 1 target above Abel.
It's getting a little tight.
It's real tight.
All right, in 3rd place, we've got Anthony Matarese.
Anthony came in, shot very steady last night, shot very well. He collected 19 more points on his score, which was awesome, to keep him in the solid 3rd place at 464. Now, you'll see that each one of these competitors we just mentioned are 1 target apart. So it's going to be a real race to secure that 3rd place spot.
Absolutely. And in 2nd place, we've got Richard Falls, MBE.
Richard, such a steady shooter. He's going to do well in any environment. He's a true professional, an Olympic shooter. Richard came in, piled 18 points on top of his score last night. He's on a 472, which kind of puts him, a good.
What's that? 8 targets.
That's
I think
8
he's
targets
8 targets ahead of Anthony.
Pretty big gap there. Something really.
Pretty significant.
Catastrophic would have to happen for Richard maybe to drop that many in a 25-bird shoot-off.
Absolutely. And in 1st place, we've got Derek Mine.
Derek, solid as a rock. Right up there, 22 points on his score. He's sitting in 1st. He's leading Richard by 7, so he's on a 479. Again, my prediction, it would have to be something in a 25-bird shoot-off. Pretty catastrophic if Derek can't hold some type of lead and end up our champion tonight.
But we just got a chance to take a look at some of these targets, and tonight's not going to be a walk in the park. This is going to be a tough go.
It's true. They're setting up here, and we got a chance to view a few of the targets. I'm glad I'm not shooting them.
I think I heard you say something about bring your big boy pants, and I think that's pretty accurate.
I did. These are not for the faint of heart. If you have weaknesses, they're going to be exposed tonight.
Absolutely. There's Mr. Falls there and his lovely bride.
He looks like he's getting ready. Oh, little good luck kiss.
Fantastic. All right, let's talk a little bit about the event and what led up to getting to here tonight. What events did everybody shoot to get to here?
Well, we had a possible 480 targets. in over 7 disciplines. 50 FITAS targets were shot on layouts 1 and 2. 30 ZZ birds or Halise targets. I always refer to them as ZZ birds. And then we had 100 American trap. But that was shot from the 27-yard line, okay? That was a really tough event. I heard a lot of the competitors talk about that. And shooting at that 27-yard line really, really will stress your limits on some of the things that you're not used to seeing in maybe like shooting sporting or if you're a skeet shooter. So.
Absolutely, and the desert background here definitely gave some of us some trouble, didn't it?
Absolutely, staring right at those beautiful Tucson mountains, but it's a much different view from a lot of our competitors are all over the country, and they just don't have this look at some of their trap targets.
Absolutely.
So going with that, we shot another 100 super sporting event. We shot 100 of international skeet, 50 of international skeet, 50 of international trap, and 100 of American skeet. So they rounded out our 7 disciplines and the 480 possible targets.
And I think it's worth noting who are our winners. In FITASC, we ended up with a 4-way tie, 50 out of 50, between Richard Falls, Brad Kidd, Cory Cruz, and Derek Mine. In ZZ Birds, Rick Mine, who's a world Helix champ, straighted the thing for a perfect 30. We had a 5-way tie for second on 29 out of 30, and that's Jonathan Goodrich, Cory Cruz, Anthony Matarese, Derek Mine, and one of our lady juniors, Karen Shedd, which is just fantastic. In handicap trap, Sherrod Oaks walked away with a 98 out of 100. Doug Vine was right behind him on a 97, and Richard Falls and Doug had tied and had to shoot off to choose second and third place. And in super sporting, Abel Spire was our champion, 97 out of 100. Brian DeMott, Kevin DeMichael, and Derek Mine were tied, and we're shooting off a little earlier tonight. I don't think we have word back as to how that went.
Not yet.
International Skeet, Gavin Miles was our champion on a 48 out of 50. And Richard Falls had tied him, and they shot off to decide first and second. And Andy Duffy's on a third out of 46 out of 50. And in American Skeet, we had a 7-way tie on 98. I guess if you had to say which game was easiest, when 7 shooters all tie on a 98, that probably says that's the easiest game, yeah?
Yeah, I think of all the disciplines, I think the American Skeet probably, what we would say, bode well for most of the competitors. We have an overwhelming amount of sporting shooters, FITAS shooters in the event.
Right.
And just as I thought, they shot very well. They're very versatile. They're used to shooting different targets, different presentations, distances, speeds, angles. So they fared very well, as you can see, and are in the top. And they are our finalists.
Absolutely.
But some of our skeet shooters and trap shooters did do very well. But I think when it came down to it, it seemed that the sporting FITAS shooters were a little more versatile.
That does seem how it's worked out. Well, let's get on to what's happening in tonight's event. We have a shoot-off against the top 5 competitors who we just named to determine who is really the world all-around champion in shotgun clay target shooting. The winner of this title will not only have the bragging rights of champion of the world all-around, but he'll also be taking home a high overall prize, in addition to their other winnings, of $25,000. And again, the money breaks down as runner-up in $10,000, taking home $10,000. Third place, $5,000. Fourth place, $2,750, and fifth place, $2,250. There's a lot of money being thrown around tonight in shotgun shooting.
It's a nice pool of money, and also our competitors also had a chance in the individual events to take home nice prize money. We were offering $5,000, $3,000, and $2,000 for first, second, and third in the individual events. So there was another opportunity for them to secure some prize money.
Right.
So it's
just fantastic.
Pretty good event. Very good prize money.
So after last night's events, we ended up with a group of shooters that dropped into the bottom 5. So let's talk about those guys just really briefly here. Mm-hmm. In 10th place, we ended up with Mike Wilgus. Mike's a U.S. Open champ. He's a sporting clay shooter. Fantastic personality, great guy. He's been a member of the PSCA.
Yeah, Mike has just shot well. He's quite a competitor. He's shooting for Team Blauser. Shot very well. He deserved it. He deserved to get into that top shoot off. Looking forward another competition to come, another world all-around, I think we'll see Mike again.
I think so. I think he's been on a number of podiums throughout his career. In ninth place, we had Brad Kidd, who shot a perfect 50 on his feed task to make the final 10.
Brad's a tough competitor. I never count him out. Again, sporting shooter, solid. Feed task shooter, just solid. Student of the game, very focused. Brad will be back. Shot very well.
Absolutely, and he's been a national NSCA national champion as well.
Absolutely, 17-time All-American.
That's fantastic. Doug Vine comes in on 8th place. Doug's spent quite a bit of time down in Florida. I don't think he has a New Jersey accent.
No, no, he doesn't. Doug, like I said, Doug spent a lot of time in Florida. Originally a British citizen, has come over here and done real well. Great competitor, great shooter. I mean, never count out Doug. He'll be back definitely. He's shooting a great gun. He's with Team Krigoff International, wearing Ranger glasses. Five-time Florida State champion, and he's even a British all-around champion and European champion. So Doug has quite the resume also.
Fantastic, right? In 7th place, we have Will Hinton.
Will shot very well in the shoot-off last night. He was just at a point in the standings where he had to make up too many targets. But Will, what a tough competitor. Now a member of the U.S. Army Marksmanship Unit. Very proud of him. He's doing very well. Had a great conversation with him this week. He's very excited to be a part of the Army and part of their team. He's going to keep right on shooting. Will will definitely be back in this competition, and I hope good things for him. I'd like to see him break into Olympic shooting.
Absolutely, and he's shooting for Krigoff, I believe, yeah?
He is. He is also shooting for Team Krigoff.
Fantastic. And in 6th place, we have Gavin Miles.
Another Team Krigoff shooter. Gavin, world champion. Just all around, just great guy. Competitive shooter. Really gets into the nuts and bolts of the game. Knows his stuff. Kind of surprising. I'm not seeing him in the top 5 tonight, but he'll be back for sure.
Absolutely. Gavin was the first winner of the inaugural Nad Al-Shabaab and World Feed Task champion. Really pushes his faith in sporting and in shooting.
Especially enjoying today. I know we've had some challenges the last few days. I think things have gone well. I hope you guys are all having fun. And I know tonight it will certainly be no exception. So
we have a shoot-off for veterans.
So as we get started here, what I'm going to do first is introduce our shooters. I will explain our shoot-off format, and then we will get started from there. We actually have 2 shoot-offs tonight for the world all-around. And for those we have 2 shoot-offs. The veteran shoot-off, we have Homer Hansen and Tim Robinson. Please come on out, guys. Our main event shoot-off for the Open, shooting for a top prize of $25,000. Derek Mine, Richard Faulds, Anthony Matarese, Cory Cruz, and Abel Spires. Please come on out, guys. This World All-Around is really a unique idea, a unique event. It incorporates all aspects of shotgun shooting, from international skeet, bunker, Halise targets, which you'll see tonight, super sporting, as well as, what else we shoot? Feed task. All those disciplines combined for the top score. Last night's semifinal shoot-offs as well will be counted for the top score, and tonight's finals will determine the winner. Tonight's World All-Around Shoot-Off is brought to you by Kohler. Thank you for your support. By Gavin Miles Shooting Academy. They've provided the prize money for the concurrents, the ladies and juniors, Thank you to Gavin Miles Shooting Academy and to Caterpillar. Caterpillar is also a sponsor for this World All Around. Thank you, all sponsors. And there's really two very important people who need to be thanked. For those of you who are local to Tucson, you know these people. For those of you who are in the sporting clays, you know some of these people. Without them, this World All Around would not be possible. They've brought it back to life, and they've really kind of made it better, and great prize money for these shooters. Those people are Tim Miles and Bill Martin. I'd like to thank them both for their support and continued generosity for the sports. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, the format for tonight will be all shooters on the line at once. We will shoot one pair at a time, starting from position 1, which will be on your right. That shooter will shoot a pair. We'll continue through the line. Our 5th shooter will shoot a Halise target as their first target. They will rotate to position 1. We will continue to shoot a total of 3 pairs. Those shooters will rotate to the next position and continue the format as follows. There is one simulated international skeet pair you'll see tonight. We'll show that to the competitors as a view pair. They will be shooting that with a low mount, just as they would in international skeet. The other targets are more representative of sporting targets, and you'll see that tonight once we view the targets. So what we'll have first is the veteran shoot-off with Mr. Homer Hansen and Mr. Tim Robinson.
Okay, so the veteran shoot-off is between Homer Hansen and Tim Robinson, and both of them came in on 411. That Homer finished his combined trap events on 124 out of 150, and Tim came in on 122. Skeet, Homer finished on 128 combined, and Tim Robinson was on 134.
Yeah, Bill McGuire was the overall winner in the veterans event outright. But Homer Hansen could be a tough competitor. I saw him surface on the PSCA circuit a couple of times in the veterans category, and he shot very well, so I think we're going to see some good shooting here tonight. And
he really has been an all-around shooter. He's done well in trap events. He's been shooting competitively for a long time.
You know, he's just one of those guys. It's just shotgun in his hand is natural.
Yeah, and there you see Tim Robinson getting ready. Boy, we've got quite a crowd here tonight. There's just a little bit of excitement, isn't there?
You know, I look back and I'm like, wow. You know, usually maybe shoot-offs sometimes aren't so well attended, but tonight, I think people are actually excited and they want to see this, and I think they enjoy the targets and they enjoy seeing these shooters and their abilities. I mean, it's not every day that you get to see this class of shooter athlete all together at the same time shooting these difficult targets.
Combined and working for real prizes.
Oh, really?
Correct.
Yeah. And putting it under the lights with flash targets never hurts.
Well, you know, shooting at night is always a different perspective. You know, they're viewing the targets now for the shoot-off. And, you know, when we're viewing the targets, we want to look for, you know, basically where the targets come from. We want to formulate a plan, hold points, break points.
Right.
And then we want to look at speeds, angles, distance. Well, sometimes at night, that can be a little tricky, especially with distance. So some shooters can negotiate shooting in the dark a little bit better than others, but it can play a part. It's certainly not shooting like shooting in daylight.
Robinson, on your call, target number 1 out of the left skeet house.
There's that bird that out of that high skeet house that was
Target 2 also
troubling
out of the left Skeet house representing
for a few of our
International
competitors
House.
last night.
Ironically, it's the closest of all the targets. It's the slowest of all the targets, and that one gave a lot of people trouble last night.
It did. I was really surprised that that target was
Track
missed that
3 on
many
your
times.
left.
And I think it's just the speed of the target. Like you said, it's
Yeah.
a slower
Don't cross
target,
it, cross it
and
to the right.
I think, at nighttime, maybe we're just overestimating it.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a Shondell that's, whew,
See, Ryan, that
Yeah.
Shondell, to me, at night,
Target 4
Yeah.
out in the middle of the field.
looks very far.
Going high,
yeah,
crossing
yeah.
to the
And
right.
you can
And
see
I-
it.
I
You
think
can
it
see it in
is,
our live stream. It's just really,
but,
really, really far
It's a
out
big
there.
target. And there's
Yeah.
another one a little bit higher.
As the camera guys are working to get in the angles here, you can see that one just pass over Tim's
Target
right shoulder.
5 is in front of you. It's crossing to the left, representing International Low House.
Here's one of the targets that simulate international skeet, and that was a low house target.
Target 6 is behind the ASCA sign, going up and away.
Target 6. Target 6 is going to be something. You're
That's
looking.
all edge from here.
You're looking at all
Target
edge,
7
and it's
shot
moving
down
at a
on the
high
right,
rate of
crossing to
speed.
the left.
Well, that's a pretty good size quartering away Shondell.
It sure
Target
is.
8 on your far right, crossing low left.
Well, as I'm watching this targets, this is going to be really interesting tonight. It's almost anything can happen.
It really is. It's these are significantly more challenging than we saw
gentlemen,
last
take your
night,
positions,
and
please.
last night's targets were no joke.
Exactly, and I think this is just definitely just a step up, and we'll see what
Mr.
happens. But
Robinson,
first, we're
on
going to
your
have
call,
our
we'll
shoot
be
off
starting with
for
the
veterans
2-6
second and
prepare.
third, and they're getting ready to start right now.
Right. Well, and here we go. If you're just tuning in with us, this is the veterans concurrent shoot off for second and third place. Tim Robinson and Homer Hansen. Tim's up to shoot.
Okay,
Dead lost.
so we already see a
Hansen,
mistake
2-7,
made
true
in the
pair.
first cage. He shot the wrong target first, which left him unable to find that second target.
Right. Yeah, that six bird was just gone.
Homer Hansen.
Dead pair.
Dead
pair.
pair right in the center of those two.
7-8, true pair. Lost dead. 3-6, true pair.
All part of the strategy is deciding, hey, which one can I take first? Where can I maximize my points?
Right, right.
Dead lost.
Well, he
Nice.
didn't let that six
Four
bird get
on
away. He took
report,
that hard,
3.
but that Shondell is just
Real
that's got
nice
some
shot.
distance on it.
Lost pair.
That is
4-8,
truly a
true
tough
pair.
pair. The 4-3. Wow.
Lost dead. And we'll rotate to the next position.
All right, as they're moving to their next pegs.
Okay, it looks like Homer's still in the lead by 2 targets on a 4-15, and Robinson's on a 4-13.
Mr. Robinson, 2-7, true
Yeah,
pair.
so it's a question of who's here to work.
Exactly. Still quite a bit to go in this shoot-off.
Tim's up.
Lost dead.
And we see it again, that
One
high house
on
bird.
report, 2.
There it is again.
Dead pair.
Homer sure didn't let those easy ones get
3-6,
away there.
True pair.
Nothing but dust.
That's putting those on the scoreboard. We're at 417 to 414 now.
Dead lost.
Oh, he just drops a pair.
8 on report, 3.
I think Tim wasn't quite sure about where that first bird was going to be, and he made a little bit of a fast move to get up there to it.
Lost, dead.
Well, nice
4
shot on the,
true pair.
you got quartering fast bird coming from the left.
Yeah. And so Homer puts one more on the scoreboard. It's 418, 415.
Dead pair.
Nice pair from Tim
6,
Robinson.
7, true pair.
That shortens up the gap a little bit.
He
It's a
needed
one
that
bird
pair.
lead. Homer Hansen.
Dead
Nice,
pair.
dead
Very,
pair.
very nice. And Homer answers with a dead pair of his own.
I'd like to thank Coyote Springs for ordering this
420
weather
to
for us tonight.
417. Homer
I don't
Hansen,
think it
3
could get any
birds
nicer
ahead.
than this.
You know what Homer Hansen and I have in common?
I do not.
We both shoot a Beretta A400,
Excellent. Yeah. And it seems you both get some fairly good use out of
and
it.
he handles it quite well.
Lost pair. 2-5, true pair for Mr. Hansen.
Now, he really needed that pair.
It really did.
Homer can open this up. He can create quite a gap right
This
now.
is the international ski pair. Must shoot with a low mount.
So because it's a world all around, all of the disciplines have to be honored on each of their targets. Homer's shooting the international skeet birds.
Lost, dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
On report 3, Mr. Robinson.
Well, he's got a 4-point lead. It's not bad if he can maintain it.
Lost pair. 1, 3.
Boy, that's going to hurt a little bit. That was an important one to make.
I'm noticing our top 5 competitors just standing right here in the backdrop and really eyeing the targets. It's a good chance for them to get a little feel for them
Right.
and feel a little more familiar with them.
Right, right. And that familiarity really builds confidence, doesn't it?
It really does.
Lost, dead.
You know, giving them a
7,
chance to
true
put
pair.
extra eyes on the targets
Right.
is really going to help.
Dead, lost. 4.
We got a
report
good break
5.
on that 6 bird.
Homer's still maintaining that 4-bird lead.
Oh.
Dead, lost. Rotate, gentlemen.
And there you see 2 world champions having a conversation about targets.
I guarantee you they're talking about these targets.
It's pretty cool.
Little strategy session.
It's pretty cool.
All right, we're getting down to the end. Homer's in the Halise ring. He now has a 5-target lead.
Do you think David's talking to him about his ammo selection? I'm not sure if he's shooting Fiocchi or not.
Mr. Hansen, we'll start with you on the Halise target. On your ready.
Here we go. They're firing up the Halise target. Oh,
Dead bird. Watch out for these pieces, guys.
great shot. Great shot.
Mr. Robinson, your first pair is
All right.
a 2-5.
Homer's on a
simulated
6-bird
international
lead.
ski pair.
So Homer's making his way back to peg 1 while Tim's shooting his last pair, or his last station.
All right, Robinson's now going to attempt the international skeet pair.
And it's good that David's been able to talk through them and remind him of the various rules as they go from peg to peg. That's got to be hard to keep in mind.
Yeah, you know, there's so much to think about. You know, having someone there just to remind you, you know, what discipline you're shooting, what targets are going to be next is very
Mr.
helpful.
Hansen,
It's hard enough to
2-6,
jump from
true
event to
pair.
event to event and keep it all in your head. Doing it all at one time in a shoot-off's really got to complicate
Exactly, and now we've condensed it into 25 targets,
things. Right.
and having that little extra reminder is really helpful.
Mm.
Well, Homer's just building on his lead.
He keeps finding a way to put something on the board.
Dead loss.
We're at,
Mr.
looks like we're at 420
1-3, true pair.
425 to
to
418.
418. Homer's in the lead.
Oh! Lost pair. 7-8, true pair.
Wow.
Dead
Nice
pair.
pair.
And Ryan, that just shut the door.
105.
Right.
It's pretty much mathematically impossible for Robinson to make up that difference.
Right.
I think Homer's going to come away, our veteran runner-up, and very
Lost
well deserved.
Absolutely.
Very
Robinson,
well
you can
deserved.
Rotate to your release
Absolutely.
target.
One of the things I think was impressive about watching Homer there was he
Mr. Hansen,
really spent some
4
time
on report,
focusing
3.
on his routine and getting himself ready, and just finished with a beautiful execution, 2 dead birds.
No bird.
I think there's a lot of experience right there in that shooter.
Says a lot, doesn't it?
It does. Really happy for him. Like I say, I've got to see him on the PSCA tour. He did very well.
Dead lost. Mr. Robinson, on your ready.
So Tim's down on the Halise target now.
And this will be his final target.
Dead bird.
He
And
gets
he
it.
puts it away. That's
Secures it.
fantastic.
Thank you, gentlemen. Give these guys a round of applause. They did great.
428 to 420. Homer Hansen is going to take our runner-up spot. And Tim's going to end up in our third spot.
And that's not a bad place to be. And that's very, very well shot by Homer Hansen. Just
No,
fantastic.
I think these gentlemen have to be very proud of themselves. I mean, to end up in that top 3 is just a credit to their shooting and
Okay,
their
while we wait for
and their
these,
style and their experience.
That's quite a bit of work to get to where they did. 411's a heck of a score in this event.
You know, just to shoot the 480 grueling targets to qualify,
Right.
it's quite an achievement.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's touch on the other concurrents and give a few people some credit for their work.
Well, you know, we did have a few ladies enter this event. Probably not number that we probably should
Okay,
see
Gavin,
in this
you're
event,
ready.
but I think as we go
order
forward, there'll be more.
Will be.
But Caitlin Connor, who's a international skeet shooter and a member of USA Shooting, did very well, and she came away as our ladies champion. And congratulations to her for sticking it out and shooting all 7 disciplines.
Absolutely. I think she finished 20th overall, which is just fantastic.
She did.
In this field, that's fantastic shooting.
She did.
Will be Abel Spire in position 1, Cory Cruz in position 2, Anthony Matarese in position 3, Richard Bones in position 4, and Derek Mine will be in reserve to start.
And as they
We'll
make
view
their
the international skeet pair first, then we'll view the targets individually.
way out onto their pegs, let's talk a little.
Richard, I'll go ahead and let you call.
Champions. So, John.
Must shoot low house first with the low mount. Everybody good? Okay, we'll view the targets individually. Anthony, you're closest here. Let's go ahead and have you call for the targets.
Shoot off on 441.
Abel, for those of those who
Who don't know you, tell us where you're from. Oklahoma. Oklahoma. That
And Abel Spire's a man of few words. He shot 21 birds last
Fishing,
night,
Oklahoma. Big oil for country up there.
and he finished
Now,
on
you
4
have some recently exciting news. You want to share that with everybody?
I got a little unexpected in October.
Little unexpected in October, that's right. For those of you who saw his Facebook post, he actually had one of these crusher targets that he shot as part of his gender reveal. That's pretty neat. Anthony had to go run change his chokes. He had his Solis chokes in. Anthony, tell us what choke you're shooting.
20 and 20.
2020.
Riley. Plasmas.
Briley Plasmas, 20s and 20. Okay, gentlemen, are we ready to view the targets? Anthony, I'll let you call for the targets.
Oh.
Target 2, the High House Simulated International Skeet.
Oh.
Target 3 on the left, low crosser to the right.
Oh.
Target 4, up and to the right.
Oh.
Target 5 is the simulated low house.
Oh.
Target 6, outgoing Shondell.
Oh.
One more time, please.
Oh.
Target 7, Shondell to the right, crossing left.
Oh.
Target 8, to the far right, crossing left.
Oh.
Target 3, one more time, please. Okay, gentlemen, good luck. Abel, on your call, 2-6, true pair.
Dead pair. 2-7.
All right, Abel just
Cory.
got things started with a dead pair, and we've got Cory up to shoot. Cory's shooting for Blaser.
You know, it's interesting, Ryan. We have our 5 top shooters and 5 different guns out on the course here tonight. Cory with a
Dead
Blaser.
lost. Anthony, 1 on report
Of course,
2.
Anthony Matarese, longtime Team Beretta shooter, shooting his DT-11.
Oh.
Anthony
Dead
starts
pair.
off with a strong
Richard,
pair.
2-5,
It's those
true pair.
hard.
Abel shooting with a Krigoff. Derek with his Kohler arms. So,
Richard's shooting for Caesar Green.
yes,
Dead lost.
and Richard with the Caesar Greeny. So
Abel, 7-8,
it's just,
true
I
pair.
found it very interesting. We have 5 different guns out here with our top shooters.
Right? Lost and dead.
Well, Abel.
Cory, 3-6, true pair.
This is that 6, that edgy bird quartering away. Not a lot to look at for this target.
Dead lost. Anthony.
Cory
8 on
takes a
report
good
3.
look at that long crosser from the left, but he just misses it.
Lost pair. Richard. 1,
Anthony loses
3,
a pair
true
there.
pair.
Anthony was playing to try to take that right to left crosser very late to put him in good position for a second target, but it just didn't go his way.
And it's something he would do. He feels very comfortable shooting those lower targets. I've seen it many
Dead
times.
pair.
Nice
Just
work by
didn't
Richard.
work out.
Abel,
Yeah.
4
Strong
on
pair with
report
Richard.
3.
Oh,
Dead pair.
Nice.
Strong. Abel just
Cory,
adds to
4-8, true pair.
his score
I don't know. Was Abel the first guy to hit that looper out there?
so far. So far
That was a
tonight.
fantastic break.
Oh, that was
Dead
strong.
pair.
Cory
Strong
puts those
pair.
two on the board.
7, true.
If Anthony wants to stay and contend for this third place spot, he needs this pair. Oh,
Dead lost.
Misses the
Richard,
second one.
4 on report 5.
still a ways to go. Still a ways to go in the shoot-off.
Oh.
Lost, dead. Gentlemen, rotate.
Richard's still solidly in second
I don't know
place.
about y'all,
Derek
but I
in
think these
first.
wide flyer crusher targets are pretty
And
sweet.
Abel, Cory, and Anthony are all tied at 4, 6, 7.
There's a nice little sprinkling for you guys.
Abel's
to
putting it
remember
on
this
him. Must be the pressure of the
Derek,
the
on your
impending
call,
fatherhood.
You're starting with 2-6, true pair.
Could be. He's just his shooting has just exploded over the last year. If you look at his resume for 2017, it's just he won a lot of big shoots. One was right here in Tucson at the Western Regionals.
Abel, 2-7, true.
Yeah, this is a very comfortable place for him to be shooting.
There it is,
Nice
another
pair
solid
again.
pair.
Cory, 1 on report 2.
Oh.
Dead pair. Anthony,
Some very
2-5,
quick,
true
short
pair.
movements by
Intimidating
Cory to put
international
those in the
speed.
bag. Hit him hard.
Here's the attempt at the international skeet targets. Dead pair.
Solid hits.
Police target.
Solid hits.
You can hear the Halise target winding up out there in the background.
Dead bird.
Richard takes it with no problem.
Nice clean break. You
Derek,
could see
7,
the 2
8,
pieces
true.
separate, which is a critical part of breaking those targets. You've got to get them to come completely apart.
Here comes our leader, Derek Mine. Derek with a pretty comfortable lead.
Oh.
Oh, he
Dead
just
pair.
added to it.
Yeah, and he's
Abel,
not leaning back
3-6,
at
true
all.
pair.
Oh.
Wow.
Dead
This
pair.
battle for third
Cory,
place
8 on report
is
3.
going to come down to the last peg. I'm just
pretty
telling you
exciting
right
to
now.
watch.
It's going to come down to the last shot. Cory has quite a
Routine.
pre-shot routine that he goes through.
He really does.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, it sure seems to work, doesn't it?
1-3,
That
true
is
pair.
like attack.
Yeah,
Attack.
it was pretty aggressive.
Totally trusting himself, trusting his eyes,
Yeah.
and going right to the target.
Oh.
Lost, dead. 4 on report 3.
One more slips from Anthony. That's going to cause the lead change to roll around a little bit there at third place.
Oh.
Dead, lost.
Derek's
Abel,
able to add
4-8,
one more
true
to
pair.
his score.
He just keeps working, keeps working.
Dead pair.
That's strong.
Cory, 6-7, true pair.
I don't believe Abel's missed too many since he started this shoot-off tonight. I think he's here to play. He's here to play for that third spot.
Yes, ma'am. He wants it.
Oh.
Dead pair. Anthony, 4 on report 5.
You could say that Cory's here too.
That's a pretty fair
just
estimate.
solid hits. I mean, just he's not doubting anything. He's just letting it rip.
Oh.
Dead pair.
All right,
Two
Anthony
nice
picks
breaks.
up a pair.
Rotate the next position, please.
So Anthony's on his way down to the Helix ring.
And these guys will make this look easy.
So just a slight change in the board. Anthony slips down to 5th,
Mr.
but it's
Falls,
still
on
only
your
by
call,
1
2,
target.
6,
It's really
true pair.
anybody's game for third
Right,
place.
and we have, what do we have? 3 pegs left to shoot. So it's still anybody's game for third.
Oh.
Dead pair. Derek, 2, 7, true pair.
Very concise moves by Richard.
Richard just looks so smooth.
Dead
Nice.
pair.
Derek picks
Abel,
up 2 there.
1 on report.
Yeah,
2.
Richard's just so smooth on the gun. Just compact movement. Very precise.
Dead pair. Cory, 2, 5.
But he gets
true
the job
pair.
done so
Simulated
effectively.
International Skeet
Really
with
does.
Bell.
You know, I expect that from a gold medalist.
Absolutely.
Here's Cory again. He's going to take his time till it looks right.
Oh.
Lost.
Now
Dead.
one got by him
Okay.
there.
Anthony on the Halise target.
Okay. That's the opening Abel and Anthony were looking for. Second
Dead
shot
bird.
kill on the Halise.
Yep.
Mr. Falls,
Picks up another
7,
point.
8, true pair. Dead pair. Derek.
It almost
3,
looks like he has
6,
all the
true
time in
pair.
the world as he's going for those targets. He's so efficient.
Very effortless. Yep, I agree.
Oh.
Wow.
Dead pair.
Boy, talk about
8
confidence.
on report
What a
3,
display of
Brandon.
shooting tonight.
Right.
I mean, you know, each one of these guys are really on top of it. Big targets.
Lost. Dead.
Abel
Cory,
just drops
1, 3,
one.
true pair.
Abel's actually taken over third place right at this point, but there's still a lot of shooting left.
Oh.
Dead pair. Richard, 4 on report 3.
Oh.
Dead. Lost. 4, 8.
Tough
true
target.
pair.
That one from the left, just out there floating, kind of in the dark in no man's land.
Yeah, not a lot of speed.
Oh.
Lost. Dead.
Derek
Abel,
just in
6,
front
7, true.
of that target from the right.
Oh.
Dead pair.
Abel
Cory,
picking up
4
2
on
more
report
points.
5.
That's starting to look like a solid lead for third.
Dead pair. Rotate, gentlemen.
Nice work by
Well, as
Cory.
it stands right now, Derek's still in the lead.
Starting with
He's got
Anthony.
quite a comfortable lead.
Have a
Richard's
6.
comfortable in second.
Excuse me. Derek,
Anthony's
2,
in
6,
fifth, but we
true
have
pair.
Cory and Abel are tied, and at 478. It's truly going to come down to the last peg
the very
and
last
the
peg.
last pair.
Very last peg. Cory's down in the Helix ring, and Anthony leads us off.
Oh.
Dead pair. Richard, 2,
There it is.
7,
Nice
true
solid
pair.
pair by Anthony. Never count him out. Never.
Oh.
Dead pair.
Richard, a nice pair.
Derek, 1 on report 2.
Here's our leader, Derek Mine.
Oh.
Dead pair. Abel, 2, 5.
You know, Derek
true
likes to
pair.
shoot fast,
Simulated
so
International
those just
Skeet with
seem
Bell
like
now.
they're right in his wheelhouse, you know?
Derek brought his A game tonight.
Dead pair.
He wanted to put
Cory
an
on the
exclamation
Halise
point
target.
on that lead.
Absolutely. Well, and he did it last night, too. He was the overall high target earner last night with 22 out of the 25 targets.
Incredible. Here's the Halise target about to launch. Cory, first shot kill.
Dead bird.
You could see the center of the
Anthony,
target stay low and the
7,
wings
8,
move up to the
true
left.
pair.
That's a great hit.
No
No
bird.
bird. These white flyer flash targets sure do make things easy to read and see as the breaks start happening.
They sure do, and you know, at night it's almost a must, and not only for our
Dead
scorers,
lost.
but it's enjoyable for our
Richard,
spectators
3-6,
Right.
to be able to
pair.
see the breaks.
Right.
Ball.
Dead lost. Derek.
Richard picks up
8
another
on
point
report,
for his
3.
score.
Ball.
That's
Dead
solid.
pair. Abel 1-3. True pair.
It's just unbelievable. Just great move to the target. Such confidence we're seeing here tonight by these shooters.
Anthony
Yeah.
4 on
Yeah,
report.
and what a
3.
contrast to have Richard standing right beside Derek. Two completely different styles, but the breaks look the same. It's
Exactly.
very interesting to watch.
Ball.
Lost pair.
That's going to hurt. It's late in the
Richard,
game,
4-8.
and
True pair.
Anthony shoots twice at the first target and drops it. That's going to hurt him. I know he's not happy.
Yeah, that's not where he wanted to be.
Ball.
Richard
Lost
picks up
dead.
another point.
Derek 6-7. True.
Ball.
Dead pair. Abel 4 on report. 5.
Ball.
Dead pair. Rotate.
Abel
gentlemen.
says,
This
I
is
want
your
third
last
place.
position.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
Absolutely.
He's going to move down to the lease ring now.
He's within 2 birds of Richard now.
Starting with Cory. 2-6.
I
True pair.
believe. Are we in
Richard's-
our final rotation?
I believe that's it. So Abel started on 1. He's on his last peg.
This is our final rotation. It has to happen here for the bottom 3. Going into it though, Abel has made himself a pretty comfortable lead for third place. He just needs to maintain it.
Dead pair. Anthony 2-7. True pair.
Although Cory Cruz is right on his heels, 3 targets behind.
Ball.
Dead lost. Richard 1 on report. 2.
Unfortunately, Anthony just drops another one in a pair. That's really going to hurt his chances to try to garner any muster to get into third place. You think
I
so?
think that's a pretty fair
Dead pair.
assessment.
Yeah.
Derek 2-5.
Richard just
True
puts
pair.
2 more on the board.
International Skeet pair.
Ball.
Dead pair.
And Derek's
Abel on
just
the
not
loose
messing
target.
around.
Derek's commanding lead.
Yeah.
Commanding lead.
Dead bird. That's so cool.
He's earned it. He's shot well all week.
Cory 7-8.
Um,
True pair.
He's serious about the game. He loves it. He's passionate.
Yeah.
And a great versatile shooter.
Ball.
Lost dead. Anthony.
Cory's
3-6.
dropped one. He
True.
needed that
He
one
really
there,
needed
Ryan.
that bird.
Yeah,
needed
he
to
really
close that
did.
deal.
Ball.
Dead lost. Richard 8.
In fact, at this point,
3.
with one pair left to shoot, he's 3 birds out, so he cannot make up that difference.
That's right.
Lost
Richard
dead.
just adding 1 more.
Derek 1.
That's really all he needs to do is just keep putting points on the board.
Just keep putting points on the board, maintain that second spot, which he's done very well tonight.
Lost dead.
Wow, Derek just missed the target.
Cory 4 on report. 3.
It's not happened much tonight.
Doesn't happen much. Here's Cory here. I know he'll try. He's going to try his best for both targets here.
Smoke.
He's got one, and he's got the second one.
Dead pair.
Incredible.
Anthony, 4-8.
Nice work by Cory Cruz.
Cory's going to be one target shy out of third, but he's going to have a solid fourth place finish.
Yeah.
Very good.
Ball.
Dead pair. Richard.
Anthony hits his last target.
Anthony does hit one of the last pair. He's going to end up fifth. Not going to be a position that he's going to be happy with. Oh,
That's our first
Richard
clubhouse
just takes
right
two
there.
with one shot. Nice.
Derek, 4, on report.
That seems
5.
appropriate.
It was a crowd pleaser.
Absolutely. Mr. Richard Falls.
Ball.
Dead
Man,
pair.
oh, man.
There it is.
You go shoot your release target, please.
Derek, 500 points on the boards right now. He has to shoot one Halise target. What do you think? Is he going to kill it?
You know, I think the odds are in his favor.
I think so.
He's shot a few Halise targets
What
in
a
his
great
his
match.
career.
You know, Derek
That's just
Mine,
unbelievable.
Richard Falls, Abel Spiral, Cory Cruz, and Anthony Matarese. What a great shoot-off. And there you have your top 5.
Dead bird.
First bird just drove up.
Derek's your HOA.
Right? World All-Around Champion 2018, Derek Mine.
Congratulations
There's a
to
big
Derek.
smile.
Just well shot. I got to give credit to Abel, you know, coming back and taking that third place spot. He began the night in 5th, worked his way to 3rd. So something for him to be proud of.
Absolutely. So Derek takes home the
Hey guys,
$25,000 prize.
the drawing here for the white fly.
Richard Falls is taking home $10,000 on top of the other events that he won. In 3rd place, we have Abel Spire with $5,000
Yep.
on top of his other earnings. In 4th place, you've got Cory Cruz taking home $2,750,
Hope we don't lose goal. We're going to give away
and
this stampede.
$2,250 goes with
long.
Anthony.
Want to say some
What a great event, Ryan. I think it was well received. I think now that people have seen it,
lot of work show together.
I think we're going to get much more participation in the future.
So,
I think so. I think we did well this first year, and I think there's lots more to come in the future. So please stay tuned to worldallaround.com. Keep an eye on us, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. Really enjoyed commentating on this with you, Diane. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, Ryan, and thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a great night, and we'll see you at the next one.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, you guys.
so many of these shoots.